Hi, and welcome to the Life Tula podcast, where we hold space for the things most people avoid: cancer, grief, and dying, and the radical act of healing. Today's episode is a tender one. It's for the hearts who are moving through the holidays with a quiet ache, the ones facing their first Christmas or probably their second Christmas without someone they love. Maybe it's a parent, a partner, a child, or a dear friend. Maybe the loss is still fresh. Or maybe it's been years, but the holidays still press on that bruise. I want you to know this. There's nothing wrong with you if the lights feel a little dimmer this year. There's nothing wrong if the songs make you cry. There's nothing wrong if you're dreading the season more than you're celebrating it. That empty chair at the table, it holds more than silence. It holds memories, stories, longing, and love. This episode isn't here to cheer you up. It's here to be with you right where you are. So, if you're navigating your first Christmas after a loss, or even your fifth, still feeling the sting, the ache, the pain, this conversation is for you. We'll talk about why the holidays can sharpen the grief or make it even feel heavier. And I'll share some gentle, practical ways to honor your loved one, hold on to your own heart, and maybe, just maybe, let a little light shine in. Because even in grief, we are still allowed to feel joy. Even in loss, we are still allowed to celebrate love. You're not alone here. Shall we begin? Let's talk about why the holidays hurt. There's something about the holidays that sharpens the grief. Like salt in a wound we've almost managed to carry quietly. Maybe it's the music, the traditions, the rituals that used to include someone we've lost. Or maybe it's the togetherness, the way the world gathers in celebration, while you sit with a heart that feels cracked open. Grief has a way of pulling up a chair during the holidays, uninvited but insistent. You might have been okay the past week or months, even okay yesterday. And then suddenly, out of nowhere, a smell, a song, a memory just hits you, and you're undone. That's what we call a grief burst. It's normal, it's real, and deeply human part of the healing journey. It doesn't mean you're going back or sliding back. It only means you've loved deeply. There's also this emotional dissonance that's hard to explain. The world is lit up with twinkling lights. Mariah Carey is on repeat, or perhaps Jose Marie Chan. And people are posting matching pajamas on Instagram. And meanwhile, your heart is whispering, how can I celebrate when they're not here? Here's the truth. Grief and joy can coexist. You can laugh at a joke and cry in the next moment. You can set a place at the table for your loved one and still savor dessert. You are not broken if you feel both light and heavy, gratitude and grief. The holidays don't erase the loss, but they also don't erase your right to moments of joy. if and when they come. So if you're feeling emotionally out of sync right now, you're not alone. You're not failing at grief. You are simply a human being learning how to live with love that didn't end. Now take a deep breath. You're doing better than you think. Now allow me to share 7 grounding practices to help you through the grief during the holidays. If you're still here with me, you're doing something courageous, sitting with your grief instead of running from it. And that deserves honoring. So I want to offer to you 7 gentle practices that might help you navigate this season. They are not rules, they're not prescriptions. Think of them as soft invitations, ways to make space for grief and living side by side. Number 1, name the loss and claim that space. Sometimes we try to tiptoe around grief. We try to downplay it or pretend the season feels okay. But it's powerful to simply say, this year is hard because I lost someone I love. Say their name. Write it in a card. Speak it aloud when lighting a candle. Let their memory take up space at the table, not just in your hearts. I'm one with you because this is the second Christmas where my second mom, my Yaya Fidela, won't be around us. But I want to keep honoring her presence in our table. Number 2, simplify everything. Grief is heavy, and sometimes we keep traditions going out of guilt. But here's your permission. This year, you don't have to do it all. Maybe instead of preparing 5 dishes, you order food instead. Maybe you skip all the invitations of Christmas parties and stay home. Maybe you say no more often just to protect your peace. Less can be sacred too. So only do what you feel like doing. Number 3, let's create a remembrance ritual. Mark their presence in a way that feels meaningful to you. An ornament with their name, a plate at the dinner table, a playlist of songs you shared. You can write them a letter, bake their favorite dish, light a memory candle. As for me, I will still buy my Yaya Fidela the usual gifts that she would rather tell us what she wants. Slippers, fan, a pair of nice pants and blouse. These are the things I will continue to put in our memorial table for her. Grief often shows up in the body. So all these rituals helps the heart keep pace. Number 4, give your emotions somewhere to go. You see, grief is energy. It needs movement. So you can journal, you can cry and you can journal, you can sing, or you can even scream it into a pillow if you must. But I suggest walk. Walk in nature, walk and pray, and talk to someone safe. You don't have to hold it all alone. Let your feelings breathe. Number 5, let people help, but set boundaries too. You're allowed to say, I'd love some company, or I just need to be alone this year. Both are okay. Both are brave. Let others love you in the way that feels loving, and protect your healing space with kindness and clarity. Number 6, tell stories, not just sorrow. Grief is love with nowhere to go. One way we can give it direction is through storytelling. Recall a funny moment, a holiday mishap, a little quirk only you remember. Laughter isn't betrayal. It's proof that love lives on. And number 7, Start one small new tradition just for you. The holidays may never be the same, but they can still be meaningful. Try something simple and symbolic. A walk at the sunrise, a donation in their name, a letter to your future self, or even one small act of hope can gently anchor you in the present. You see, none of this erases the pain, but it might offer a way through. Because grief doesn't ask us to be cheerful, it asks us to be true. So if you're grieving this Christmas, I'm sitting beside you in spirit. You are not alone. You're not doing it wrong. You're just human. And that is enough. What can healing look like this season? You know, healing during the holidays doesn't mean you're suddenly okay. It doesn't mean the grief disappears or that the ache suddenly goes silent just because the calendar says it's time to be merry. Healing might look quiet, simple, uneven. It might be saying no to a big gathering and yes to a night under the blanket with your favorite song on repeat or watching a movie that they like. It might be allowing yourself to laugh, really laugh, for the first time in weeks or months, then cry right after because you wish they could have heard it. And that's okay. Joy and grief are not enemies. They are part of the same deep love. You can miss them with your whole heart and still be present for what's in front of you. You can cry lighting that candle and smile remembering how they used to burn the ham every single Noche Buena. This season doesn't need to be fixed. It just needs to be felt. And maybe the most healing of all, knowing that you are not alone in this. There are others listening right now who also feel the same sting of looking at an empty chair, the unopened gift, and the quiet. So if you're showing up for the holidays this year with a tender heart and a trembling strength, I want to say this: you're doing beautifully. You're honoring love, you're healing in your own way, in your own time, and that is more than enough. So, wherever you are this season, whether surrounded by love or sitting in silence, may you feel the quiet courage it takes to grieve and still open your heart. You're not doing it wrong, you're just doing it honestly. And sometimes, that's the holiest thing of all. You know, there is a line in one of the old traditional Christmas songs, "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," that says something like this: "Until then, we'll have to muddle through somehow." And maybe, just maybe, that's more than enough for this year.